This week, we are preparing ourselves for a Mercury cazimi. Mercury is in retrograde. This is our aha moment of the week. We are going to be building, we are going to be changing, so let's get into it. Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to my channel. I will be going over the astrology transit highlights from July 28th to August 3rd. August 3rd. Yes, I just can't believe we're already going into August. This month has been going by so fast. Don't forget to subscribe, show me some love, and let's just get into these transits. On Monday, July 28th, we will wake up with a Virgo moon. I absolutely love Virgo moons because our minds are just a little bit more crispy. But because we have this Mercury retrograde, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, I have a feeling that this Virgo moon is leading us up to this Mercury cazimi that we're having. Because when Virgo moons are in place, we see all the little details. We just naturally see what's in front of us. Like big picture, we take the big picture, we see what's wrong with the big picture, and then we pull the big picture down and look at all those little details. Virgo moon will be conjunct Mars at 1:43 p.m. This is Central Standard Time. And when the Virgo moon makes a conjunction to Mars, we get a little burst of energy. Mars is our energy, it's our drive. This is also where the South Node is sitting. So during Virgo moons, we could still be releasing. I mean, the South Node, it's a long transit, and we just came off of this new moon in Leo that involved Pluto, the planet of transformation. So we are still transforming. I mean, it's a year and a half transit, like 18 months, I believe, like for the South Node to be in one sign. So it's slow transformation, but we get the moon in Virgo once a month. So this is the time to really understand, like every time the moon's in Virgo, the little details. What's going on? What needs to be tweaked? What is it that we need to let go of? Something that is no longer serving us in our Virgo sector of our chart. And with the Virgo moon making a conjunction to Mars, this is going to just give us that little bit of energy. So if you have been feeling drained, especially my Virgo risings during Leo season, the sun is in your 12th house right now. So especially you guys, if you've been feeling drained, take advantage of this opportunity because Mars is in your first house, which is naturally going to give you energy with the moon there. It's just going to feel better to take some action. We also at 8 p.m. have the Virgo moon making a square to Venus. Now, squares are naturally a negative aspect, and it still can manifest as something like conflict with other people, especially with the moon in our emotions. Like sometimes our emotional fulfillment is off with the people in our life, and there's nothing wrong with that, but Venus is here to soften the blow. So when we get these squares, just be wary that night, maybe you get in an argument with, your roommate or your partner, whoever you're living with or not living with, right? You could get into this dispute, but nothing crazy because Venus is involved. But I do love this for change. When we have squares are really here to give us change. They're to force us to take change. So if something in your life isn't working, Venus will show you and the moon will show you because your emotions will be off. So this is a great time to just take a step back and be the observer, which I know can be a little bit more difficult because when it's a Virgo moon, because we tend to analyze more when it's a Virgo moon. But this is the time to just understand if there is an argument. So what? It's little. It's petty. It's nothing crazy. Another way that this transit can play out, if you get the energy from the Virgo moon conjunct Mars and you get inspired in some way, take action in some way, Mars has a tendency to help us take action when we get aspects there. So if you end up getting this surge of energy, this Virgo moon square Venus is a really great time for you to delve into any creative projects. So especially if that was your spark, was creativity. So you can delve into those creative projects. So I want to talk a little bit about Monday night into Tuesday morning because, oh my gosh, technically Tuesday we have so many aspects. But like I say, when there's so many aspects at night, this is when we can be up. This is when we can experience insomnia. And it's the astrology wants us to utilize and wants us to utilize these transits to our benefit, even though we're sleeping. But the rest of the world is asleep. So it's the perfect time to be, in your own energy. So we have a Libra moon. We're going to go into a Libra moon at 1 in the morning. We're shifting from Virgo to Libra moon. And then the Libra moon is going to trine Uranus at 2:21 a.m., so witching hour. So this is aha moment. This is random chaotic energy if you are awake for this, depending on your time zone. But if you are asleep, this is when we can get a surge of energy. That's something I've noticed with Uranus transits is, yeah, like Mars gives us energy and drive, but Uranus, when we get that aha moment in our head, like, you can have a dream that shows you something and you can wake up and be like, oh my gosh. We get this adrenaline, we get this surge of energy when clarity comes to us. So this could be a little bit of energetic night. We also have the Libra moon opposed Saturn and opposed Neptune around 4 in the morning, and then trine Pluto at 5:35 a.m. Now, this is watch out for your dreams when it comes to relationships and where you take action in relationships, because this is that Saturn and Neptune energy that are opposing this Libra moon, which is all about our relationships, our relationship dynamics. So if any of you have any healing when it comes to other people in your life, any trauma with relationships, which I mean, who doesn't, okay? Who doesn't have trauma when it comes to other people and how we were raised, right? But this is really speaking to you during the night. If you are awake for this and you're like, this opposing energy could just be like, wow, it's time to take action on something. Like you might wake up early in the morning like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take action. I understand exactly what's needed of me. So just keep in mind with that. And then also the trine Pluto at 5:35 a.m. This is beautiful transformation energy when it comes to our emotional desires, our intuition, and our deep, deep, deep power that we all hold deep inside of us. So like Pluto always likes to show us where we're putting the power outside of ourselves. That's why people tend to label Pluto as this transit's bad, or I experienced this under a Pluto transit, but Pluto really will just beat you down. It will keep beating you down, okay? I have 4 Libra placements and 3 Capricorn placements, and when Pluto is in Capricorn, I've experienced this firsthand year after year after year, like it just did. And what it was showing me was where I was putting the power outside of myself when it came to my career. That was my biggest thing, transformation that I went through. And obviously now I'm my own boss and I'm here and it's great and this is my happy place. So never been this happy in a career before. But the thing is like with this transit here, it's kind of like trine Pluto is natural flowing beautiful energy. So it's almost like, especially if you have subconscious dreams during the night and you're like, wow, like something was revealed to me. Now you can push forward and Pluto's going to be like, see, this is where I want you to go. Like I see trines. Trines are triangles, like on the graph. And when I see a triangle, like I always work with triangles. I think triangles are like super sacred. So like when you see that triangle and that trines, natural flowing energy, it's like you are just on the right path. If that makes any sense whatsoever. It's like your subconscious and where you're going is naturally working with the energy around you, and things just fall into place when we have these trines. So something is looking to be fallen into place when it comes to deep, deep transformation. Pluto. We had like a thunderstorm today and I've been running errands and I did not wear a hat and my hair is, anyways, this is not even part of the astrology. I'm just talking about myself. Okay, so let's get more into the astrology. So Libra moon will also be making a sextile to Mercury retrograde at 9:12 p.m. and then it will also square Jupiter at 11 p.m. Sextile Mercury at 9:12 p.m. This is up to you whether you want to use this transit or not. If you are trying to accomplish something and get clarity, this is a beautiful time to journal, to write in your notebook, and just like understand where your mind is going for this Mercury retrograde. There's also another way this transit can play out where, because it's a Libra moon and Libra is a sign of relationships, it can be mirrored back to you through other people. So if you live with people, they might give you an aha moment. You might get clarity by what they're saying to you, like what they are communicating to you. You could be getting this clarity. Libra moon square Jupiter at 11 p.m. If you're already asleep, you're going to have good dreams. Squares are usually bad, right? But Jupiter is all about expansiveness, optimism. So something in your life when it has to do with relationships, could be amplified. It could be, and Jupiter wants to expand things that aren't working in your life. Like that's Jupiter's job. It's like the biggest planet. It's here to expand whatever it is, but it gives this little like hope with it, this little optimism with Jupiter. So it can go either way. Like honestly, something could be expanded in your life that's no longer serving you, or something could be expanded in your life when it comes to your emotions, and it could feel beautiful and it could feel great. Wednesday, July 30th, we will wake up again with a Libra moon, and this is one of my favorite days. I'm so excited for Wednesday because we have Venus at the 29th degree of Gemini, so our minds can be a little busy this day, especially on the topics of relationships, on the topics of self-love, just like a busy mind, anything at the 29th degree, even Venus. And this is also when we can harvest, right? So look at your Gemini whole sign ruled house and see what that house in that context is. What have you been building? What blessings has Venus been giving you for the past 29 days? Now it's going to be moving into Cancer, and we're working our way up to our Venus-Jupiter conjunction, which won't be happening until after Mercury retrograde, I believe. But okay, Venus is still moving into Cancer later that night. So we get a whole day of Venus at the 29th degree of Gemini. How are you using your brain? Are you using it for pleasure, joy, or is your brain getting a little chaotic? And it's okay if your brain gets a little chaotic. I mean, when that Mars conjunct South Node conjunction happened, my brain was chaotic. I almost was looking down at myself because my brain went so crazy and off in the ethers and just like imagining all these horrible scenarios, but I made it through, right? So you make it through it. That's okay. You're making it through. You're doing a great job. If nobody's telling you that, you are doing an amazing job. I just want to let you know. But we have this 29th degree, and Venus moves into Cancer at 11 p.m. We have no other aspects this day. We don't have, the moon's not doing anything because we have everything in cardinal signs at the earlier degrees. So the moon's not really doing anything this day. So the focus is going to be your Gemini whole sign ruled house. That's really going to be a big focus because Venus is going to be giving you blessings. You can also harvest. 29 degrees are good degrees to harvest, especially when it's transiting. But this is just going to be a beautiful transition. Might be a little bit of overload in your head, which is totally fine. I could see a lot of us having aha moments when it comes to where this Gemini energy in Uranus is leading us. That could be possible, but at the same time, this is a day to be present. This is a day that if you are going to get lost in a subject, get lost in your mind by what serves you in your mind, and learn something new. Thursday, July 31st, we wake up with a Libra moon yet again, but the moon's going to move into Scorpio around 12:30 p.m., and then the vibe is going to shift. I believe like Thursday, we're going to feel really good. Friday, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to tap into that energy. We'll get there. Okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get to Friday. But Thursday, July 31st, the moon's going to go into Scorpio. But what's beautiful about this transition is the Scorpio moon is going to trine Venus at 1:52 p.m. Trining to Venus. Venus has just entered Cancer. It's at the 0 degree mark. And 0 degree marks are also critical degrees. They're huge catalysts for new beginnings. Like that's something I've noticed in my life. Anything that happens at the 0 degree mark is when a lot of new things come into my life. And because it's a Scorpio moon, Scorpio energy is all about transformation. This is like an aha click transformation moment. And it's coinciding with squaring Pluto at 5:20 p.m. Squares create action. Pluto, deep transformation, not the greatest feeling, but at the same time, something's trying to be brought forward for you for this Mercury retrograde. This is all for you. This energy is all for you to be clear, have clarity, because then we have the Mercury cazimi, which is just the Sun conjunct Mercury retrograde at 6:41 p.m. If you feel heavy, if you feel like there's pressure, or a lot of energy in your body, or, you're itching to make a change, but you don't know what change that is, this Mercury cazimi is here for you. And that's why it's going to be so important that no matter what you're going through, that you're not in avoidance. If you were in avoidance, which happens to me all the time, and I catch myself, but this is the time where being present might hurt. It might hurt to really, because Mercury retrogrades, you really have to look at your own mind. You really have to look at yourself during any retrograde, honestly. It's all reflection. It's all really looking at yourself in the mirror and just accepting exactly who you are in that moment. So being awake might hurt. It might make it so like, wow, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. And that's not for everybody. Like, it depends on what else is going on in your chart. But at the same time, if you catch yourself going into avoidance, like then there's something there. There's something trying to be brought to the forefront for you in your mind. Mercury brings stuff from our depths, like in our subconscious. Mercury retrograde, it brings stuff from the depths and it brings it forward. And because it's in Leo, it's bringing things forward from your heart. Your heart is looking to sing. Your heart is looking to grow. And through your words, through your perception, right? And so this Sun conjunct Mercury, if you are in avoidance, then catch yourself. That's the best thing I can say. And what I mean is it's not like you should sit there in your feelings, in the darkness, feeling like shit, right? Like it's not that. It's like, yeah, do things to move your body. Venus is in Cancer now. So moving your body is going to be super freaking helpful. Also looking to your Cancer whole sign ruled house, the context of that house is where you're going to find joy and pleasure now, as well as Jupiter being there, abundance, growth, prosperity. So look to that house if you are feeling those things, because we don't want to just sit there and be in self-victimization mode. That's not helpful either. But at the same time, journaling is going to be so important to bring these thoughts forward. I promise you it works. It does. If you're in avoidance, forces you to be present, one, and then it forces you to understand why you're truly feeling that way. Like, why are you actually feeling that way? It's not just because this person did this. It's why am I truly feeling this way? And it always has to do with ourselves. It always does. It's always us. We're always the problem. No, but we're always the ones creating the problem subconsciously. We are the creators of our own reality. So this is aha moment status day. I don't believe everybody's going to feel this boohoo energy. I think water signs especially, you guys are going to feel really good in your own energy, especially if you're a Scorpio moon. You're a Scorpio moon. This is going to be a day where you guys are just always water energy. You guys are used to being in the waters. I have a feeling for me, I don't have any water in my chart except Pluto and Scorpio. So I am not used to it. I am not used to being in the waters. And so this one, I feel for us that have mostly fire, air, or earth in our chart, not a lot of water, it might be a little bit more tough to bring it forward. But I feel like the water signs, you guys are just going to be swimming. You guys are going to be doing freaking backstrokes, front strokes, and I'm going to be there trying to do the butterfly, trying to figure it out, right? I don't know if you know, I used to swim and the butterfly sucks. It just sucks. Anyways, Friday, August 1st, we wake up with a Scorpio moon. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I tapped into the energy this day, it's a little bit heavier. It just is. Especially if you're somebody that doesn't like change, that change is hard for you, it's going to make it more heavy. If you are somebody that it has more mutable signs in your chart, this day you might flourish, honestly. It's going to depend individually, but we just have so many squares going on. And I literally wrote down day of changes. So we have the day before, right? We have this Mercury Cazimi, which is this aha moment that we are all going to be getting if we have no distractions and we are staying present in the moment and we are not in an avoidance, right? So we have this aha moment. Now Friday is going to be a day of you are going to be able to see exactly where you need to tweak your life and transform in order to support this aha moment that you just had. You have the Scorpio moon making a square to Mercury, 6 a.m., square to the sun, 8 a.m., trine to Jupiter, 12:30 p.m. That's our saving grace, by the way. And then we have Venus in Cancer squaring Saturn at 8:30 a.m. and squaring Neptune at 4 p.m. We have 4 squares this day, okay? 4. Squares create tension so that you take action and you change your life. This is why if you have trouble with change, if you have trouble with, letting go of control as well. This might be a big one for some people. The change that you're making, you don't know how it's going to turn out, right? And so you obsess about the outcome and what could go wrong and or whatever, right? Like that type of energy. What is great about two of these squares is we have Venus in Cancer, square Saturn, square Neptune. Venus softens the blow on whatever change that we're trying to make. We could just feel a little stalled this day, a little like it could almost feel like, okay, I had this epiphany, right? And I'm ready to move forward, but it's not time yet, right? Because it's all about timing. So it might not be time yet to start this new beginning, even though you're super excited about it. I could definitely see it playing out that way. Scorpio moon trine Jupiter, though, at 12:30 p.m. This is your Cancer whole sign ruled house. This is where you're going to pull your energy from this day. You are going to pull your optimism from Jupiter. And how you do that is you literally look at the context of where Cancer is in your natal chart. Look at the house system. What are the themes of that house? That's where you should pull to. For example, 12th house, meditation, subconscious. Meditation is great. Third house, maybe go on a short trip, meaning like running errands might actually help distract you and get your mind off things. Sixth house, physical health. Seventh house, partnerships and relationships, hanging out with people that you love and that support you. Second house, this could be you working on work. Second, sixth, and 10th house could be like working on work, getting distracted. Like this is where I say, when I say pull to that energy, it's like utilize what that house represents and do those things. This is going to be your saving grace. And if you are feeling great this day, especially if you're like a water sign, just floating through the waters, doing your thing and just taking everything as you go, then pulling to Jupiter is just going to help you out. Pull into that Cancer sector of your chart, just going to help you out more. Saturday, August 2nd, we have a Scorpio moon, and the only aspect we have this day is it's going to sextile Mars at 8:07 p.m. Now, we still have a Mercury retrograde going on. Like, there is no aspects this day, but Scorpio moons are all about transformation. Scorpio moons are all about facing your fears and digging deep. Like, what are you actually afraid of? So this day could, like, some of you could just not feel anything and just be like, oh, I'm just living my life. Happy Saturday. Great. But some of you could be like, all right, Scorpio moon's gonna be like, let's dig more, let's dig even more. But the positive thing about Scorpio moons is it's naturally making a trine always to the house and the sector that Cancer rules for you. So we are just having this natural flowing energy from the Scorpio moons, any water moon, Scorpio and Pisces to Jupiter. Even though the transit is over with, there's still some connection there. There's always a connection there between those houses. So this is a great day to dig deep if you want to. This is a great day, especially after all of this Mercury, retrograde transformation. This is a good day to, go into your witchy practices, spiritual practices, meditation. I always have my best meditations during a Scorpio moon because the veil is so thin. Like, I'll jump into past life bodies completely in a different, it's crazy. It's so much fun. So I like to, when I'm having a tough time during Scorpio moons, that's my thing, is using the thin veil in order to connect into past loved ones, in order to connect into past lives, whatever it is. But we do have the Scorpio moon sextiling Mars at 8:07 p.m. This is an action piece. Mars is energy. Mars is drive. So this is a good time that if you do get a burst of energy to, do whatever feels good for you. Like, it doesn't have to be work. It could be, having fun with your partner. It could be, you watching a movie that you love, or it could be like working out. I don't know, whatever it is, right? You need to have your own practices that when things get tough, where are you pulling to find joy? Everybody's different. So just keep that in mind for Saturday. Sunday, August 3rd, we have a lot of nighttime activity again. So Saturday night, you could be up. You could be up late. We have the moon's moving into Sagittarius at 1 a.m. So this is going to feel like a huge shift. This is going from that Scorpio moon transformation energy, and it's leading into Sagittarius energy, which is all about exploration. It's all about optimism, trying things that are new. I mean, do you know a Sagittarius in your life? They're fun. They're fun as fuck. Like, Sagittariuses are one of my favorite people to party with, okay? They're my favorite, number one. And the Sag moon is going to be opposing Uranus at 3 a.m., trining Saturn at 4 a.m., trining Neptune at 5 a.m., sextiling Pluto at 6 a.m. So this is one of those nights, Sag moon opposed Uranus energy. You could wake up at 3 a.m. with just some brand new ideas that you're like, whoa, like mind blown. It could give you adrenaline. You could sleep right through it. Who knows? It is a moon aspect. Moon aspects, they're more of a toss-up. They just really are. Like, it depends on what you need, what serves you. Whatever serves you is whatever transit you're going to feel, honestly. That's how it works. So then you have trine Saturn, trine Neptune. This is just beautiful energy for expansion, because we have Aries, which is all about taking action and expanding, working with a Sagittarius moon. Yes, it's at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and sextile Pluto, which is like, all about transformation and just diving more into your power. So this could just be crazy ass dreams. This could just be like wow aha moments when it comes to your dreams. This could be you waking up and getting this crazy idea when it comes to where your growth and your expansion is, and all of a sudden you know how to take action, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is how I'm going to take action. This is how I'm going to go forward. This could play out in a lot of ways, but I would just say that if the Scorpio moon energy on Saturday, like if you want to sleep through the night, then move your body. You got to work out. You have to move your body. You have to tire yourself out. Learn something new. Tire your brain out. If I know that I'm getting a lot of transits at night, and I'm like, you know what? Because I have a 6-year-old, and sometimes I just have to take care of him, right? I can't just be up all night. So what I'll do is I will literally work out while listening to a astrology podcast, right? Something that I'm learning, or a book, astrology book. And so I'll be learning using my mind and using my body at the same time to tire myself out. So this is up to you, whatever it is you want to do. But this is exciting energy. I'm feeling it. Just Sagittarius moons are also just an amazing time to take advantage of, which we will have a Sagittarius moon. It will go through all of Monday, which I will record for that, following. But, and then it will be half of Tuesday. But Sagittarius moons are just a really great time to take advantage of when the sun's in Leo, just because your emotions and your sense of identity and self and confidence are just going to be on the same page. And it feels good when things are on the same page. The trine aspect. And then we have the Sag moon making a trine to Mercury at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is amazing flowing energy between, Mercury retrograde and just feeling more optimistic about it, especially if you've been having a tough go this Mercury retrograde. This is just going to bring more optimism. This is going to help you move forward in a way that you're like, well, acceptance. What I hear here is just this is when you are in full acceptance. And once we're in full acceptance of where we're at, what we're doing, that's when things start to naturally flow better, and they start to come into our lives. Things that we love, things that make us happy, not heavy things. So I'm just hearing acceptance and release. If you've been tense all week, this is release. This is feel good energy. Sunday is just those days that, I always utilize to really relax, to clean my home, to do things that make me feel good and my surroundings feel good. So just, even though you might not have slept, I guess is what I'm saying, there's just feel good energy on Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.